It's me, Mario! Hello!
Hello and welcome to a Weekly Stuff Podcast Let's Play. I'm Jonathan Lack,
And I'm Sean Chapman.
and we are here to play Super Mario 64.
It's a him. It's a Mario.
Yes. So, Sean, Super Mario 64, I am in
Yeah.
the driver's seat for this one, as
Yes.
you were in the driver's seat for Halo Combat Evolved, but like Halo, we have equal love for this amazing, wonderful game.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited to spend about 6 episodes just
Yes.
on this screen messing around with the face.
Which is, because the title screen for this game is about 3 seconds, and it just says Super Mario 64, but then there's this, and you
Yeah.
can leave it here as long as you want, and do whatever the hell you want, and it's a lot of fun.
It is...
Play with the big guy's mustache.
You just get a look at that really great low-poly Mario
Yes.
face.
Alright, so Sean, Mario 64 is one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
I think it's easily in my top 5. You hold it in very high regard as
Yeah.
well. So let's go ahead and get started. We are, as we did with Halo, we're going to play this whole freaking game.
Yep.
We're probably not going to 100% it, and then I'm going to get all 120 stars.
Yeah, that might be excessive.
Yeah, so...
Yes, I'm very excited. It's been a while since I've seen Super Mario 64 or played it, so
yeah.
we're in for a treat, I think.
So Sean, as you can see, I have actually recently played through this game.
Right?
Because I have a file that I've completed because you need 80 stars to beat. But we'll go ahead and do Mario B and start a new game.
You need 80 stars to beat, but you just want to go that one extra beyond.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly.
The most sexually suggestive opening to any Nintendo game.
She has,
Peach has baked a cake for Mario. Why don't you come to the castle and eat the cake she baked for you, Jonathan?
He's going to eat the shit out of that cake.
Yeah. Here we get one of the interesting elements of Super Mario 64 is the Lucky Two who has the camera on the
Yep.
stick, who's your camera operator. Because this is like not necessarily, it's certainly not the first 3D game, but it's one of the earliest 3D games to sort of really be the like standout game for a major video game developer on a new console in the era of 3D. So they had to sort of take all that into account, and that's one of the main sort of lenses I think you have to look at Super Mario 64 through.
Yep. Ciao, you've reached Princess Toadstool's castle via a warp pipe. Using the controller is a piece of cake. Press A to jump and B to attack. B to read signs too. Use the control stick in the center of the controller. That would be on an original N64
Yeah.
controller. I'm playing this on a Wii U to move Mario around. Now head for the castle. I don't read these anymore.
No,
But
yeah.
I wanted to stop and like smell the roses and read these because it's interesting. As you were
Yeah.
just saying, like this game had to teach you how to play it. Because the whole idea of, oh, I've got a camera, I can move that stick and like get around a little bit, or what would be the C buttons, is a weird thing at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
So they had to contextualize it as being an actual physical camera.
Yeah. And give you all the controls that like Mario now moves in 3 dimensions. He doesn't just move left
Yeah.
to right.
He
And
punches things.
yeah. So we move towards the castle, although you can just go and explore. And
Yeah.
there's some trees over here.
Nice birds.
Nice birds. There's trees over here. This whole area just felt so mysterious when I was a kid because you're alone. It's just you. There's some water. There's this whole castle, but it's eerily empty. And there's just those little environmental sound effects. That's all so fun to explore. But now we go here, and we're going to meet our friend Locky 2.
Yes.
Good afternoon. The Locky 2 Bros here, reporting live from just outside the princess's castle. Mario has just arrived on the scene, and we'll be filming the action live as he enters the castle and pursues the missing Power Stars.
So they're a page ahead of us.
Yes.
We don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
As seasoned cameramen, we'll be shooting from the recommended angle, but you can change the camera angle by pressing the C button. So again, it's like the camera is not just something that you play, it's a diegetic object in the game, and that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you'd never think of that now, but like at the time, it's like, this is a new idea, especially for Mario. The camera can't just be an idea, it has to be a physical thing in the game, and that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, just to sort of contextualize it for players.
Welcome, no one's home. Now scram! Don't come back. Gwahaha.
Ha.
Bowser, he's not that menacing.
He's not the most subtle of villains.
No. So, there's a Toad here. I never talk to him anymore, but, you can.
Try to punch him in the face.
Try to punch with the same button to talk. The princess and I, while everybody were all trapped inside the castle walls. Bowser has stolen the castle stars, and he's using their power to create his own world in the paintings and walls.
Why?
Please recover the power stars as you find them. You can use their power to open the doors that Bowser has sealed. Why indeed, Sean.
Yeah.
So we got 4 rooms on the first floor, starting the one with the painting of Bob-omb inside. It's the only room that Bowser hasn't sealed. When you collect 8 power stars, you'll be able to open the door with the big star. The princess must be inside. So this is interesting because the last time I played this game, I kind of forgot, like, how do you know that this door up here that you can go to requires 8 stars?
Right.
Well, you know, because Toad tells you, but, like, I've played this game at least, like, a dozen times, you know? So it's like, I don't need to be reminded of that anymore. But all of that information is there for you. This game does tutorialize, but you don't need to see it.
Yeah, like, I always forget that the Toad is there because they just sort of appear
Yes.
from the weird sort of draw distance of the game.
Yeah. You have to master 3 important jumping techniques. Here they're telling me about the triple jump, the wall kick. I love the jumping in this game. I mean, one of my favorite things to do to get into a painting is boop, backflip.
Because, I mean, that's something that in the old Mario games was not necessarily, like the 2D Mario games, he didn't have a number of different moves. All of his moves were related to power-ups.
Yeah.
So this game had to sort of introduce the concept.
So yeah, now we are on our first level, Bob-omb Battlefield. I have seen this level so many fucking times in my life. I mean, I don't even remember what it felt like the first time. An N64 was the first home console I owned. But that is, I did not play this on my own N64 at first, like, because I got an N64 a few years after it came out. The first time I would have played Mario 64, I'm pretty sure would have been in a hotel room.
Okay.
Do you remember those days in hotel rooms when they had an N64 controller attached and you could order a game to play?
Yes.
And I would always, like, if my parents were up for it, I'd order Mario 64. You can't get that far in an hour, which is how much game time they'd give you.
Right.
But that's what I'd do, and I would play Bob-omb Battlefield, and I'd see it a bunch. And then finally I got the game for N64 when I had one.
Yeah, for me, I think I would have first played it definitely at a friend's house, because like you, I didn't get an N64 until a little bit after it came out. But when I did get an N64, this is the first game. I mean, it basically just came with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I don't remember the first time I played Super Mario 64 at all. Like, it was just such a long time ago now, because I mean, the game came out in '96. So.
And I am running straight for the objective because I know where it is.
Yeah.
But take a second to appreciate. There's this big, giant open world level. You can go wherever you want. It's an open objective thing. And part of why we're playing this is because Nintendo is bringing this style of game back with Super Mario Odyssey later this year. And talk about that more in a second, because we got the big Bomb-omb here. Lord of all blasting matter. King of kabooms the world over.
He's got his thing down pat.
How dare you scale my mountain? By what right do you set foot on my imperial mountaintop? You may have eluded my guards, but you'll never escape my grasp. You'll never take away my power star. He's really telling us how we can do this. Can you pick me up from the back and hurl me to this royal turf? I think that you cannot.
It's like, I wouldn't have even really thought of that, King Babam.
Yeah.
But, you know, thanks.
Yeah. I thought I was going to grab him, but he grabbed me. Anywho, what were we talking about? Mario Odyssey is coming out.
Yeah.
And really the only 2 Mario games that have adopted this style of sort of open world objective gameplay is this and Mario Sunshine.
Yes.
Mario Galaxy to a certain degree, but it more presents itself that way, but the levels are more linear kind of variations on a series of themes. And I like that. I love the Galaxy games. But I love this one too, and I think there is a high degree of difficulty in what they're doing here in terms of game design, which is why they have not necessarily gone back to this over and over again.
Right.
But they are going back to it this year, and certainly Mario Odyssey is one of my most anticipated games of 2017. What has already been a nutso year for video games.
There, now you finally got him.
Finally got him.
There you go.
All right, 3 times, because in a Mario game it's always 3 times.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
Well, it is kind of cool to show you this, that you can just get thrown off and have to go back up.
I mean, luckily you only got thrown like a level down.
You can really get thrown further. I mean, when you were a kid, did you fuck this up a bit?
Probably, yeah. I mean, at some point, you know, I've dealt with King Babam enough times now that...
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to playing and talking at the same time a little bit, but...
Yeah. But I mean, going back to the sort of like the larger sort of setup of the game, it is the thing that I love about Super Mario 64, because I'm not necessarily a big 3D platformer fan by nature. Like, I've never really kind of gotten into many other 3D platformers.
Yeah.
But I think it is something about the objectives of Super Mario 64 of just go into this wider map that where we give you one hint at the top of like vaguely what you're trying to do, and explore around and find what the objective is, and the objective is going to be basically unique every time. That format I find so sort of invigorating, and the exploration aspect of it so much fun, that's really what I love about Super Mario 64, more than like the specifics of like jumping challenges or stuff like that, which is what a lot of other 3D platformers are more about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of jumping challenges,
yeah.
I'm having some jumping challenges here.
Just do the backwards jump. Just get up there.
I'm good.
Okay.
He's on the edge, so I'm kind of trying to
Yeah.
get him away a little bit.
But they are teaching you, sort of like the main boss mechanic of this game here. There's going to be a couple of Bowser fights at some point in the future, and it is mostly about getting up behind fools and throwing them.
Yep. And there's our first star.
And that person you just talked to obliterated right in front of your eyes. Mario just murdered a man.
Well,
it's no just like it's a Goomba, it's a Koopa Troopa. That man was talking to you. You had a conversation and you fucking killed him.
Regicide, my friend.
No,
Regicide.
bloodthirsty motherfucker, Mario.
Yep. So I've recovered one of the soul and power stars. Now you can open the sealed doors. And from this point on, like, the game has some limits to where you can go, obviously, because you need to get a certain number. But this game is so open, because I could jump right back in here, and that's what I would normally do. But let's go explore a little bit, because now things are open to you. So I would have to get 3 stars to get in this door. I can go down here, but there's nothing I can do right now. The basement. And 1 star over here, so I can get to that one. 3 stars for this one as well. So it kind of eases you into it, but once you get going, this game is totally self-motivated.
Yes.
In terms of what you can go do. And of course, I love this one up here, because if you go in this room, you can get a little surprise.
Is it cake?
Not yet. The cake comes later.
Good. Yep. One of the many secrets.
Yep. So many secrets in this game that you kind of forget which ones are secrets at this point, you know? But there are a ton, and they're so wonderful. I love this one.
Yeah, the sliding races.
Which you can cheese this one and, like, jump off and land on a later part of the track. I'm not going to try that right now. But you can, and it is a blast.
Yeah. But it's another one of the things I love about Super Mario 64 is that the hub world of the castle is so evocative to me.
Yep.
And just finding all the little hidden secrets in the different passageways to the different maps, because not every level is just you jumping into a painting. There are other ones that are a bit more intricate in terms of how you access them. And that element of it is another thing that, like, most other 3D platformers don't really have the sense of, like, tone and place and just like kind of the ominous, lonely nature of this castle I've always found very attractive.
It is. There's nothing like it. And, like, when I talk about, like, nostalgia in a game, this one has so much nostalgia for me, because it is just walking around this castle, finding my way. I know all the nooks and crannies now.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I played this game so much, and I played it in the N64 and the Nintendo DS version.
Yes, I played the DS one as well.
Which later in this series we're going to take a look at, because it's on the Wii U as well, and I do want to show you guys some of that if you have not seen it.
It's kind of a weird thing.
It's fascinating, but I've played that version a bunch. I've played this version a bunch. We're going to go take a chip off Womp's block.
Womp's Fortress.
Womp's Fortress here. The Lucky Two Bros cutting in with a live update on Mario's progress. He's about to learn a technique for sticking up on enemies.
Sneaking up.
What did I say?
You said sticking up like
Sticking
he was
up?
going
Okay.
You know,
Grand Theft Mario.
yeah, your money or your life kind of thing.
You have to walk very slowly. So yeah, you can move slowly. They're not all that useful.
No.
They're tips, and frankly, it doesn't matter, because what is he gonna do to me? Oh, well, I got
That's
cocky
maybe
there.
a bit overconfident there, Mario.
So here's another level. This one, of course, is a classic, Womp's Fortress, and this one has a bunch of different routes and things to do. This is one of my favorite levels in the game.
Yeah.
Because it's got...
Because you just jumped down into the endless void, but now we get to see what happens when you die in a level.
Which
you
you
get
get
kicked
thrown
out of the painting and you lose a life.
That's why I did that. That's...
Yep.
Yeah. It was all part of the plan.
So go, chip off Womp's block, Jonathan.
Yeah. Anyway, they repeat all this. All right.
Have to sneak.
But yes, you
Metal
can...
Gear Mario.
Because here's the thing. There's a whole thing over here, and you can get to it faster by just backwards jumping. And we could go over there. That's where the cannon is and some of the other stars. But let's just go up this way. Anyway, I love this level, though. I think this is one that is so iconic and maybe one of the best and most emblematic of what Mario 64 does well. Because this one's actually pretty compact. But the number of different little objectives they, push into it, they cram into it, are fantastic.
Yeah. And I think because this is basically like the level 2, like you have to go into the Goomba 1 first, and then you come to the Womp's Fortress after that, because you only need 1 star to access it.
Yeah.
And it is because it is a relatively simple level compared to like the later game ones for sure, and it has this first objective is fairly similar to the first Goomba one, but this is just a trickier level in that you can fall off of it, which is something you can't really do in the Goomba map.
Yeah. I love this dialogue box here that I
Yeah.
just kind of skipped through, which is him complaining that we are your pavement, you walk all over us, and do you ever say thank you? No. He's got a chip on his shoulder, which we're gonna chip right off of him.
Yep. With, you know, the now classic Mario butt stomp.
Yes. Ground pound, I think, is what it's. Oh shit.
It is a butt stomp,
Butt
and I will
stomp,
not
okay.
hear otherwise. I think Mario Party calls it a hip drop, which
That's
is like
true,
the most
yeah.
direct verbiage I've ever seen from Nintendo on what that move is called.
Some later games definitely call it a ground pound. Yeah. All right, so we stomped him 3 times, crushed again. I'm just a stepping stone. After all, I won't grovel. Here, you win. Take this with you.
I'm glad that as you disintegrate him, he bothers to make a pun.
It's, it's a delightful world.
He's committed,
Yep.
to the bit. Here we go.
And now we have 3 stars, so pretty much everything on this bottom floor, or entry level, we should
Yeah.
say, is open to us. So, Sean, where should we go next?
Let's go back to the first level and
Okay,
just
Bob on Battlefield.
yeah, Bob on Battlefield. Let's check out how the different objectives sort of complicate
Yep.
and build on the one map.
I love this music in the main hallway. And here we go. I love the little painting dissolve
Yeah.
thing.
Foot race with Koopa the Quick.
I love this one. So yeah, now we're gonna do kind of the same path, but now we have our friend Koopa the Quick.
Yes.
Hey,
one
Mario.
One of the few Koopa Troopas in this game.
Yes. Is it true that you beat the big Bob-omb? Cool. You must be strong and pretty fast. So how fast are you anyway? Fast enough to beat me, Koopa the Quick? Anyway, this guy,
Yes.
he has an ego about him.
Go.
But let's go.
Also want to point out that Koopa Troopa is gigantic.
He is.
That's always one of the things about this game. Is that you're so used to seeing the 2D Mario sprite
Yeah.
versions of these enemies, which are obviously like the classic versions, and then seeing them translate into 3D. There's some like weird things of like, they didn't bring a lot of Koopa Troopas because I think it was hard for them to figure out how to do the shell mechanic. That's very easy in 2D. In 3D, they like just kind of cut it out and changed it into that surfboard kind of thing that we'll see at some point. But yeah, they decided to make Koopa Troopas are like 2 times the size of Mario.
It is kind of funny, because, they're mostly not even your enemies in this game. Ah, fuck.
There you go. You're somehow going to lose to Koopa the Quick. Maybe.
Well, here's what I'm going to do, Sean.
Okay.
I'm a cheat.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
And let's see what happens. Let's see if there's any rules around that.
You're going to break the fabric of space-time?
I am, because Mario can do that.
Exactly. Oh, there he is. He got
All right,
it.
look, he thinks he's got a one-up on me. No. No.
You have to get back there. There you go.
All right. Haha, stupid Koopa the Quick thinks he can beat me.
Yeah, he can't fold space in upon itself
Yep.
with his mind.
And I won. No complications.
Nope.
It's gonna be fine when he gets up here. He's not even gonna know that I fucking cheated his
I mean,
ass.
he's just a turtle. What does he know, right?
Yeah.
He's not a highly evolved human, which is what Mario is, probably.
He's a human with quotation marks around
Yeah.
him. And there we go. I won.
Huff.
You really are fast. A human blur. Here you go. You've won it fair and square. Well, that shouldn't have happened.
No.
Okay, we were setting up for...
Yeah.
If you can do this and cheat, and he won't know it, or he'll know, and he'll get pissed off about it.
Yeah, but somehow, I guess you were sneaky enough.
I've never had that happen.
Me neither. I mean,
Okay.
I only have done that a couple of times of actually cheating because it is
Yeah.
such an easy race.
Yes.
That normally one would not ever, maybe get knocked off and fall down a hill.
Right.
And
Well,
end
I
up
was
in a
planning to
position where
cheat
you're going to lose.
anyway, but...
Shoot
All
to
right.
the island in the sky.
So this means we're going to need a cannon, and
Yeah.
we're going to talk to one of our friends, the Pink Babomb.
Yes, the good bombs, I suppose.
Yeah. We're peace-loving Babombs, so we don't use cannons, but if you'd like to blast off, we don't mind. Help yourself. Well, why do they have the cannons in the first place?
Yeah, that's my question as well. Yeah, sure, you're peace-loving bombs. We don't use the cannons, we just have the cannons, It's mutually assured destruction.
Right. It's like nuclear armament. They have them, but they don't plan on using them.
Yeah.
Until a fucking orange-haired Babomb
we
gets
just
elected.
have destabilized, states in the Babam Middle East. We don't actually, we're smaller scale conflicts. We don't use our cannons anymore.
Yeah. All right, so you can't actually get up there from the first cannon.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and got over here with it, and then... Oh, right. You fall off. So you got to get a running start and jump, and then you're up.
Have all those weird sort of like water bombs
Yeah.
dropping from the mountain.
Now, you can get to this thing from here, but it's hard.
Yeah, you have
So
to
we
angle
might
it well.
overshoot it, and then we'll come down this way. Ouch. Mario just got a horrible concussion.
Yeah,
that
you know.
one day will affect him later in life.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah.
It's fine. You don't have to worry about it.
All right, so let's see. Sean, you would be happy to know the cannon controls are inverted in this game.
I mean, of course. I mean, that's one of the things about contextualizing the camera as a physical object is that cameras work quote unquote inverted. That if you
Yes.
pull the camera back and down, it looks up, which
Yeah.
is, makes sense. All you people have lost the path when it changed at some point.
So now we got 5 stars.
So does the camera go inside of the cannon then, within the logical context of the game?
Goes with Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Interesting. It's a very durable camera, I guess.
It is.
To survive the cannon blast. Find the 8 red coins.
All right, I think we can do this without the wing cap.
Yeah, I don't remember because since you have the cannons, you can get up on the island.
So let's see. Is there one over here? I think there is, but you have to get
Yeah, because we haven't really gone into this little area where all the other bombs are.
Yeah.
Because I guess the fiction of this map is that the pink bombs and the normal black bombs are at war with one another.
I suppose so. They don't seem to be fighting. It seems like maybe
Yeah.
they're at an armistice or something.
Well, like the Goombas are so weird in this game.
They look so bizarre. In
Yeah.
Mario 64 DS, they changed them to like the normal 3D Goomba model.
Right.
So I always, when I go back to this one, I kind of forget,
Yeah.
but I like it. Here, if we kill this
Yeah.
Koopa,
This Koopa, the more normal-sized Koopa, you just murdered him.
yeah.
Yes, and now we have. This is one of my favorite things about this game, is having this shell. It can be a bit hard to control.
I got it!
Yes,
That was awesome.
Yes, you did a very good job. But yeah, you can just sort of surf around with this nice music.
I love this music. This is
Yeah.
like the special music in the game. There's always one of those in a Mario game.
Yeah, this shell is a lot of fun. There aren't that many levels in this game that have it, but
No.
when you do get it, it's just a nice change of pace. So
Alright, I'm gonna open this.
it's like a Dark Souls game. You just
Yes.
pathways folding in on themselves, opening gates.
Well, they did Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I can't wait for Mario plus Dark Souls.
Yes, where
Hell Battle.
Yeah, Mario fights a giant skeleton god.
Yes.
That vomits up skulls.
Alright, that didn't work. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go ahead and do the other
I
one.
think if you have
You can do
yeah,
it, but
I think if you have the
shell would
shell,
help,
you can
yeah.
you can go right up that hill, which is a lot of fun.
pro speedrun strats for you.
Yeah. I mean, this game has this is one of the most heavily played and documented games
Yes.
ever. So the speedruns for Mario 64 can get pretty fucking crazy with the degree to which people have deconstructed the way that this game works.
Yes. I should say, so you talked earlier about that you're not necessarily the biggest Mario fan on the planet. Not that you
Right.
dislike it, it's just not your
No,
thing.
yeah, it's not my franchise as much as
Yeah.
Sonic or something or
Yeah.
Halo is for me.
But Mario is absolutely my franchise. This would probably be the first one I was heavily introduced to, but I have played pretty much every Mario game. I love all the Mario games. It's my series. I love it to death. And this is still... it's hard to say which one is my favorite. It is probably this one, just in the sense that I have played it the longest. It still holds up absolutely. I think there are ones that have improved on it in some ways. Like the Mario Galaxy games are fantastic and transformational and wonderful. And I love Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, and of course I love all the 2D ones, particularly the original and Mario World. But this one is a special game worth talking about, especially with Odyssey coming out.
Yeah.
It's worth taking a critical look at.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, the only other time, pre-Odyssey, because we'll have to see how Odyssey is structured in a larger way to see, how much it takes from Super Mario 64. But other than that, the only other Mario game they made that is that similar to 64 is Sunshine, which is
Yes.
also, a very flawed game in a lot of ways. And I don't think executes on the sort of basic structural principles of Super Mario 64 as well as 64 does.
And I should say, it's been a while since I heavily played Sunshine. That game turned me off a little bit with some of the controls and stuff like that. But one day I'll play it again and I'll give it another chance. But because I know some people love the shit out of that game, and I get it. But
Yeah.
for now, we're talking about this one, and we are now on the slippery slope, cool mountain.
Yes. This is good. This is a
I
very good
love this one. This is one you can also just totally break and go get a bunch of other objectives right off the bat if you want.
Right.
Let's go ahead and start with this one. We're just going to go down.
Another slippy slide. This one makes a little bit more sense because you're actually on ice instead of a
Yes.
carpet. Because, man, that was pretty bad carpet burn before.
Totally on purpose.
Yes, absolutely.
100% absolutely. It's not that the controls are finicky and I messed up.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's every time I played Mario Kart 64 on Rainbow Road, it was like every time it was intentional that I skipped the path.
Yep. And you have to go out here to get your star, which is a little... I always forget that you have to do that, and it freaks me out a little bit.
And
Like,
you're
did I mess up?
Yeah. Wait, is this not the one where you have to race? And
Oh, fuck!
how did you even do that?
I honestly don't know.
How is it even possible, Jonathan? I don't think I've ever, me personally, or seen anybody fail in that objective at that point. So let's see, take two. Let's see
You
if
know
you
what?
can do it this
We're
time.
not going to do that this yet.
Okay.
I'm going to take this fucking penguin. I'm going to kidnap it.
Throw it off the edge.
I can. It's a horrible thing to do. We're going to take it a little safer path, because if you go over here, you can teleport.
Yeah.
One of the many points where Miyamoto was just, doing some mushrooms and thought,
Or it's
let's
like
have something weird in the game.
Sometimes it almost feels like it was something that
But
they
you
were
can't
like,
do it with the penguin. Anyway.
but they were like play testing the game, and at some point
Yeah.
they were like, let's just make it so you can get down there really fast.
Yes.
Let's just put a warp thing here. We'll take it out later. And
Yeah.
then they forgot to take it out.
I mean, that's one of the wonderful things about this Ocarina of Time, any of those really good early 3D games, is there were no rules.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you want. And it's a transformational moment because, Mario was a pretty mature franchise by this
Oh,
point.
absolutely. I mean,
It
there's
is-
God knows how many Mario games and Mario adjacent titles
Yeah.
before this. Not even just the main Mario series.
Yeah, I mean, the main Mario series already had a ton of releases, and then you get to this, but it does feel like starting over. Even Zelda, like, Ocarina of Time is only the 5th Zelda game.
Right.
This is, I guess, the 5th mainline Mario game, depending on how you count the Mario 2s. But,
But I mean, if you count like Donkey Kong
Yes.
and like there's so many
yeah.
weird Mario games, like Mario is Missing or whatever. Like
Right, there's the educational ones. Mario Kart was already out by this
Yeah.
point.
Mario RPG, like it's,
Both Mario Lands
yep.
for the Game Boy, which are fantastic games.
Yeah, but Mario 64 just had to come up with completely different rules. So, like, Mario has a life meter, which he never had
Yeah.
before. Mario can punch things. Mario has multiple different kinds of jumps he can do. And I mean, they also kind of stripped out a lot of things of, like, the power-up function is not... What are you doing? You just... You
thought that
died
would work.
twice on star 1 of the 3rd level. Anyways... What the fuck was I talking about before you killed yourself dramatically in front of a mother penguin?
And she got her baby back! I think that should count.
She got her baby back that is also traumatized for its life because it was
Because an
kidnapped
Italian-
by an Italian mustachioed man who just jumped off to his death in front of him while holding him. I mean, he
Yeah.
was been covered in your blood.
I know. Alright, we're gonna do this the right way this time,
Anyways.
which is to say we're gonna cheat.
Yeah, but this game also strips out a lot of the sort of power-up functions of
Mm-hmm.
older Mario that you don't have normal red mushrooms. You have like the one-up mushrooms, but Mario never grows bigger or anything like that.
It's a really solitary and simplified game in a lot of ways, which I find interesting. Like, you're just Mario. You don't play as
Yeah.
anyone else in this version of it. You don't transform, really. You have, you can go invisible and things like that, but that's
Yep.
different.
And those are very situational.
Yes, very situational. So it's a little lonelier, but that's part of the weird mystique and charm of it.
Yeah, like you're in this empty castle other than these weird sort of ghost-like toads that appear when they're only like 5 feet in front of your face.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just very much you kind of going around this empty castle and exploring these maps and just trying to, get your cake.
Yes.
So now we're going to do the proper second objective of kidnapping
Yeah.
the penguin instead of trying to skip ahead.
Since I failed both of them
Yes.
utterly.
I mean, it was pretty impressive, though, I have
It was.
to say. One thing I do like about this game, like just looking at those coins, I love that the coins are basically just animated GIFs.
Yep.
They're like sprites from Doom or something like that. It's because of how old these games are for 3D graphics.
I think it holds up. It looks.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it looks so charming. The art design is so nice. Even though it looks very obviously, rudimentary, it's fun.
I mean, look at the snow effects. Like,
Yeah.
that's impressive for the time that they like even bothered to be like, you know what? Let's put snow effects
Yeah.
in front of the camera. It's probably just a filter, but. Mr. Hoppy Snowman. Not entirely sure the physical function by which the snowman is able to hop, but it's
All right,
impressive.
I should be able to survive this time.
Why not just go down the path?
Look at that. Look at that. Not anything sacrificed. I am perfect.
Yes, you're perfect the third time.
Yeah, alright, here's your fucking penguin. You found my precious baby. Where have you been? What are you doing down here, mother penguin? Just sitting in a fucking frozen pond while your baby's on the other side of the map.
She's not going to get out of the bath to go find her kid. Like, it's just, it's cold. It's, you know, it's a long walk. But the big question is, how the fuck did the kid get up there?
I don't know.
It's like
I think he wandered into the teleportation zone.
Okay,
I think that's
yes.
really canonically the only way you can explain it. Alright, I've recovered 8 power stars.
Now you can
Bowser's
open the
10.
door with the big star.
We will make that the finale of this episode, but let's
Okay.
get another couple stars.
All right.
Just for fun.
Jump back into Snowland.
Because there's so many to get.
Cool Mountain.
Alright, now we have what I think, I'm gonna lie a little bit, but I think it's the hardest objective in the game.
Okay, yeah, that's in no way
is-
true at all.
It feels like it sometimes, because this, you have to actually navigate this fucking course and not cheat, and it can be hard, because this guy, this fucking penguin, he's fast, and you gotta get around him, and you actually
Yeah.
have to not fall off this thing.
Like, yeah, one of the bigger things is that he will shove you out of the way.
Yes.
Very, you know, uncouth. I think it's unsportsmanlike,
Yes.
personally.
So we're gonna see if I can do this. You
Yeah.
talk, because I need to concentrate.
Yeah, so, you know, this is one of the sort of fun little... It's almost like a mini-game in Mario 64, now that we're doing this for the third time, of these weird little races. It is fun to see them, because this is not like a common element in later Mario games. It's fun
No.
to see them sort of experiment with these weird little... This other type of Mario. Do you have to go outside?
No, you don't. Fuck.
Yeah, I think he talks to you and you, like, get a box, right?
Yes, he does. I was trying to... In my mind, I was running through that, and I just made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's still up there.
There's also no doorknob there, so yeah, there's another... Yeah, so this is probably where the penguin wandered off, was going... The baby penguin, you know, was tired of life, was, you know, staring off into the abyss of that broken bridge, and then just wound up here.
Oh, I was writing a more innocent story for myself, where he was just, you know, a little kid wandering around.
What was
but-
he doing playing on a broken bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this
Somehow
the right
you
way.
managed to succeed. You managed to fail in your success, which is an
I've done it on
impressive
all
objective.
3 objectives on this map
Yeah.
so far.
The cool mountain is maybe just not your level. But, oh, I think you got it. I think you can get it. There you go.
He might call me out for cheating.
I don't think so. I think you should be fine.
Alright, so we have to wait. The thing is, this can glitch down here, where if you aren't standing on, like, this side of the room, he can still win, because he can waddle over here. That's why I went out the door, but... Alright.
Well, Mario,
You aren't trying to
pal,
cheat.
you aren't trying to cheat, are you?
Shortcuts
Well.
aren't allowed. Alright.
I didn't think I thought that was only if you went through the invisible wall. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's just because it's not, like, jumping off there has never been super reliable for me, so I haven't done it that much.
Alright.
Take 3 of the race
Take 3.
that you succeeded the first time through. But the fun thing thinking about, like, you know, other weird mechanics of Super Mario 64 that they had to just sort of invent was they actually kind of borrowed a little bit of a playbook from Sonic the Hedgehog in that the coins now act as basically your health.
Yep.
Which is something that in the past, the coins were utterly pointless and useless in every other Mario game.
They're just for score.
They're just for score. I mean, what they really were was just for, like, a level design tool to
Yes.
guide the player on the map. And they gave you your score, but it was a console game. You gave
God damn it!
Stop jumping off there, Jonathan.
I wanted
Stop
to get the
jumping off
I wanted to get the coins!
You didn't need the fucking coins. We were just
All right.
talking about how most of the time the coins are pointless. They give you health in this, but you weren't fighting enemies.
No.
No, you go back there and you finish that race. Where are you going?
I don't want to.
Finish the race. Go. No, Jonathan.
I want to go to the water world.
No, Jonathan. Go back and finish the race.
Okay, I'll go finish the race.
Penguin's gonna think that you're a little coward.
That's true. He's a bully.
He is a bully. He's a giant, weird penguin that lives to race. So you go back there and you show him what for.
I will.
This time, don't jump off.
Okay, I won't do that.
Don't go through the invisible wall.
Okay.
And if you win the race, don't go out the door before he gets there.
Okay.
And talk to him. 3 simple rules for passing Star 3 in Cool Mountain.
Alright.
I do
Let's
like
go.
one thing about this penguin. Is you're sort of skipping through his dialogue, but he does have like a little bit of a country kind of thing going on. Like, yes, sirree.
Well, you know what? If I fail again,
Don't jump.
I didn't. I actually put my thumb on the underside of the controller, so I couldn't.
Good job. Yes, you just have to get around him. There you go. Yeah, that's, it is a trickier objective.
I did it so perfectly the first time.
Yeah, it would be way more acceptable if you hadn't won the first time and then fucked it up. It'd be fine if it was just because it is definitely hard. And it is one of the things about going back to this game is that
some of the controls are a little finicky with those.
they were figuring out these controls for the first time. I think this game still controls well, but it is definitely, if it was made today, the controls would be more refined. And
you know what? I'll say this though. The controls on these weird parts are bad today. The main just running around and jumping and all that, it controls as good today as it ever did. I really do think that. The main mechanics are really smooth, doing all the different fun jumps you can do. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the sense of momentum, building of momentum. This is where we get our first game over. Which I don't even remember what happens with the game. What
nothing.
Are the
you have to go back.
Yeah.
To the main part of the castle and start again.
It's one of those weird things about old video games is trying to figure out what to do with lifestyle mechanics.
Yeah.
Which most franchises have just abandoned at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair
Mario's
enough.
abandoning it. Odyssey does not have lives.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely seems like, Odyssey is moving to a sort of game structure that doesn't necessitate a life kind of mechanic anymore. But it is something, like Sonic Mania came out this year. We both recently played through that game.
Yeah.
It's interesting to, go back to that, and I think, old Sonic games, there's actually a function to the life mechanic in the game that makes sense to me. Whereas, here, there's no consequence to actually losing all of your lives. Whereas, in something like an older Mario game or in Sonic Mania, if you lose all your lives, you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the zone.
Yeah, mostly with this game, what it does is it pisses you off when you're on the top floor of the castle.
Right.
And you have to go all the way through the castle again.
That is a good point.
That's pretty much it.
But also, there are so many opportunities for you to get a lot of extra lives in this game constantly that I've found it, at a certain point, it's pretty rare to lose all of your lives. Other than if you're playing, the sliding race.
Penguin motherfucker. This is taking up all our fucking time.
We have to climb this mountain eventually, Jonathan. I mean, if you want, you can just edit together a great little racing montage.
All right, from here on out, montage time.
Racing montage? Okay.
You broke my record.
Unbelievable.
I knew that you were the coolest. See, because he's a penguin, coolest.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Jonathan, after only 500 tries, you finally managed to put that penguin on ice. There you go. I spent the whole montage thinking that one up.
All right, well, good. Let's get the fuck out of cool world.
There you go. See, aren't you satisfied now you showed that penguin what for?
All right, so for finishing this first episode, I'm gonna do two more things.
Okay.
I'm gonna show us the water world, and then we're gonna go fuck Bowser up.
All right.
But I want to see all of these initial levels at least once.
The water world does have some of my favorite music in this game, so
good. And here's something I want to talk about with the water world. It's easy to make fun of underwater levels and platformers because they usually suck.
yes.
I actually think they're the bane of 2D Mario games a lot. This one's pretty good.
I like this level. Yeah.
And you know what? The controls are pretty good. They're extremely intuitive. You just tap A to swim, and you move up, and you move down, and that's it. And I actually think some later Mario games, including the Galaxies, complicate it too much. They overthink water controls. And this is it's kind of basically like it was in the 2D game, but in some ways it makes more sense in 3D.
Yeah, I think so. It's just something that, having it in 3D, I think there's a better sense of atmosphere to the water levels, and having this great music definitely helps a lot. But the 2D Marios, it just felt like the water stages just felt pointless. They were so easy most of the time, and just they kind of take out most of the mechanics of the game. Whereas here, it feels like a more natural extension of how you normally play the game.
So I gotta get this fucking eel out of here.
Yeah.
And he's temperamental.
Yeah, it is definitely one of the harder objectives, is sort of trying to figure out how to get this eel to do his stuff.
They fixed this in DS. In DS, he just comes out when you go up to him. Mm-hmm. But I don't...
Yeah.
I never remember in the original 64 version what exactly you need to do, other than just fuck around for a little bit. I'm gonna go up.
Because this is definitely the one where he comes out and it's at the end of his tail, right?
That's a separate one, actually.
Okay.
This is the one I think where you're supposed to go into the ship, because I don't think it's
Oh,
on his
okay,
tail yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
You can never be sure with the draw distance in this game.
Yeah, that is definitely something to talk about on some of the other stars of...
Yeah, there's one in Bob on Battlefield that we can show that off
Yeah.
with. Alright, so now we gotta drain this ship. So we gotta get up here.
It's the sunken ship. It is just like, you know, looking at this game, thinking about, like, at the time, early 3D gaming, the sense of just space in this is so nice compared to, like, what video games were like before. And it's, like, one of the nice advantages of 3D video games is just having, like, this fully realized 3D environment that you can just explore in.
Yeah. So I got one of these chest puzzles.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out what number 1 is, and then number 2 and 3, and do them in order. And I'm gonna run out of health, so I'm gonna go back up here.
Yeah. Luckily, you can just sort of, you know, Mario going underwater just sort of regenerates all of his health somehow when he gets more air. Yeah, so what is it? The chest that's like a little bit elevated back there?
Yeah, that's number 1, and then we'll have to figure out number 2. There's a lot of trial and error on this, and I do not, off the top of my head, remember this one.
Yeah, me neither.
It's hard to... This is not the kind of thing in this game I commit to memory, although I'm sure there are people in our audience who have, and think I'm very stupid for this.
Oh, for this? No.
Yeah.
Not for this. Oh, there you go.
Maybe it's in a circle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got it.
Look at how good I am.
That was definitely just pure skill and in no way utter luck.
And then this drains. This is actually one of the more complicated first objectives in any level in this game, because you have to do all this stuff and then you can jump up these things and go get the star.
Right. There we go.
Alright.
This is star number 10.
Yep. Alright, now we're gonna go fight Bowser for the first time to end this first episode.
We got the plunder of the sunken ship. We got the high score, not with a GH, just an HI.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. You remember this part?
Vaguely. I don't remember what's up here.
So you go in here, and there's a little swimming trial. While we're here, we might as well do it. And get, you have to get the red coins, and there's some on top, and there's some on bottom, and you see the red coins load in faster than the yellow ones.
Yes, they prioritize sort of important objects in the draw distance more than, like, random coins. Which is... It interests... Like, I mean, it's the right choice to make with the console, or the hardware limitations, but it's a weird thing to go back to notice.
Yep.
Alright.
And even though, you know, every 3D Zelda game at this point, other than Skyward Sword, has been remade in Fancy Pants HD or on the 3DS. They've really never gone back to the 3D Mario games. It's very rare they take... I mean, DS is technically a remake, but it's also different in a lot of weird ways. This one, like, it's kind of surprising that they've never taken this or Sunshine and done, like, an HD remaster of them. And I'm fine with that. This game holds up perfectly. It's just kind of interesting given that that's all the rage these days, not just for Nintendo.
Yeah, and I think it would be worthwhile for them to go back and, like, especially, like, because I feel like Super Mario Sunshine, along with Wind Waker, has that quality of, like, there are things about it that, because of production issues at the time, they had to cut and kind of mess with the game.
Yeah.
If you went and made remakes of some of these things, you could fix some of those problems.
Yeah, I don't feel any real need for a remake of 64, but I would absolutely take one from Sunshine.
Yeah.
And actually, my brother made an interesting comment when I was playing Splatoon 2 on the Switch, that, like, with these, there's all that paint stuff in Splatoon 2, and all the paint stuff in Sunshine, that would match really well. We will come back to this later.
Yes, this mysterious sunbeam.
Yes, God is talking to Mario. But for now, let's go fuck up a big-ass Koopa.
Yes. The King Koopa, some might call him.
The door slowly opens. Alright,
I do like how high-tech that door is compared to the other doors.
I love this. It's Peach, and it's like, I finished the game! Oh, shit.
Boom. Yeah, the little invisible wall.
Bowser's a trickster.
Dope.
Yep.
That was close.
Skill.
Absolutely skill. You weren't just, you know, flying off the handle and managed to survive by the skin of your teeth at all.
My speedrun strats.
There you go. Yeah, because these levels are interesting because these are much more like a, like, straight platforming kind of level. You know?
It's a linear challenge.
Yeah.
Where you have to get from start to finish.
Yeah, this is much less about sort of exploring the map because there's only really kind of Like, there are multiple ways you can get around in the path, but there's only one path.
Yeah, and there is a second objective in these. There's the red coins. I don't remember if these have a 100 coins challenge or not, but...
Yeah, I don't remember. If they did, I never did them, because I don't think I've ever gotten all the stars in this game, because at some point it just kind of gets a bit tedious.
It's easier in later 3D Marios. Like, I've done it in both of the Galaxies, and I love that. I don't think I've ever done it in 64, because I agree, it's just, I don't feel like I need it, but...
This music is so good. This Bowser is so weird looking.
Tough luck, Mario. Princess Toadstool isn't here. Gwahaha. Go ahead, just try to grab me by the tail.
Just go ahead and do it.
You'll never be able to swing me around. A wimp like you won't throw me out of here. Never.
Like, he's laying it on so thick that it almost sounds like he's trying to use, like...
Yeah, it's a trap.
Yeah, reverse psychology or something weird.
Yeah. Alright, so this is easier on the DS because you can actually use your map to figure it out. But I should be able to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, close, not quite. He looks like a stuffed puppet version of Bowser in this, like a doll.
It's a weird...
So long, you Bowser.
Yep.
And you only have to do it once here, but in the last one you'll have to do it 3 times. You'll get no more stars from me. I'm not finished with you yet, but I'll let you go for now. You'll pay for this later.
Then somehow he dissolves and turns into a giant key.
And the key is also a star, I think. No! Do you get a star for this?
I don't think so. I think you just get the key.
Okay.
I mean, he said that he wasn't going to give you any stars.
That's true, okay. Because in the Galaxy games, you get a star for the bosses. I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
Alright, so Bowser in the Dark World, clear.
Congratulations, Jonathan.
Thank you. It was kind of a tough road here and there, but I think that about does it. So why don't we call it a day for episode 1?
Yeah.
We'll come
and
back
next
for episode
time
2.
we might discover that the true villain of this castle is that damn penguin.